You ever look at a project and wonder how it just works? Like it glides to success while others get totally lost in the fog? Well, today we're going to talk about a tool that makes that happen. It's the secret weapon of some of the best project managers out there, the logical framework, or as pretty much everyone calls it, the log frame.
But hey, before we dive into the solution, we've got to talk about the problem it solves. And I'm willing to bet it's a problem that sounds very familiar to a lot of you. Right? You start out with this fantastic idea, this super clear mission, but then somewhere along the way, things just get, well, fuzzy. The team's working hard, you're busy, but are you all actually pulling in the same direction? It's a tough feeling.
And this is what that fuzziness actually looks like in the real world. You've got vague goals, activities that don't quite line up with the results you're supposed to be getting. And then when it's time to report back, oh man, trying to prove your impact feels like this chaotic scramble, right? This is the classic sign of a project that's missing a strong, logical backbone.
Okay, but what if there was a simple, kind of elegant tool designed to fix exactly this mess? Well, there is, and it's time to meet the log frame. So what is it? Think of it as your project's entire story, told in a single grid, a 4x4 matrix. Now, don't let how simple it looks fool you. This thing is a powerhouse. It's designed to capture your entire project's logic on one page, which makes it an incredible tool for planning, for tracking your progress, and, you guessed it, for evaluating your success at the end.
And here it is in all its glory. So on the left, you've got your project's narrative. This is the what of your project, from the huge big picture goal all the way down to the daily activities. Then across the top, you have these columns that keep everything honest and realistic. The indicators column, that forces you to define what success actually looks like in SMART terms: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Means of verification is basically asking, okay, where's the proof? And that last column, assumptions, that's the real gut check. It makes you think about all the risks and what could totally derail you.
Okay, so how do we take all that project chaos and turn it into this beautifully organized grid? It's not as hard as it looks. Let's walk through the steps together.
The process is actually surprisingly straightforward. Think of it like you're building a house. First, you plan from the top down. You start with the big blueprint, that's your goal. And you work your way down to the foundation, the activities. Then you measure across, adding all those crucial details for each level. And finally, and this is the most important part, you check your work from the bottom up to make sure the whole structure is actually going to stand. So for that first step, planning top down, let's use a really simple analogy. Say you want to bake a cake. The activity is mixing the ingredients, right? The output is the actual physical baked cake. The purpose, that's the change you want to see, is having a delicious dessert for your dinner party. And the long-term goal? Well, that might be to become a better, more confident baker. See how each level just builds on the one right below it? It's a chain of logic. And here is the magic that holds the entire thing together. It's called the if-then test. And the simple, powerful little check is what really tests your project's logic. Honestly, this is the real aha moment of using a log frame. You actually read it from the bottom up. So, if we do these activities, then we will produce these outputs. And if we produce these outputs, then we'll achieve our purpose. This simple check makes sure that every single task, every single thing you do, is directly connected to your ultimate goal. No wasted effort, no mismatched activities. It's so clean. Okay, so that's the theory. But to really get a feel for how powerful this is, let's see a log frame in action with a real-world example. It'll make it all click. All right, check this out. Here's a log frame for a project that's all about increasing school attendance. You can totally see that if-then logic at play here. If we conduct teacher trainings and carry out school renovations, then we'll have our outputs, 50 trained teachers and 10 renovated schools. Makes sense. If we have those outputs, then we should achieve our purpose of increased regular school attendance. And long-term, that purpose contributes to the big goal of improved learning outcomes for the kids in that district. See? It's a story. Now let's zoom in on that purpose row for a second. The indicator there isn't just some vague wish like attendance will go up. No way. It's incredibly specific. It's aiming for that number right there, 88%. This is what success looks like, written down. We're not just hoping for an improvement, we have defined it. We're aiming to boost the net attendance rate from a baseline of 72% all the way up to a target of 88%. It's specific, it's measurable, and we know exactly where to find the proof: the school registers. This kind of clarity is the real power of the log frame. It completely shifts your focus from just being busy
to achieving real, meaningful, and provable outcomes.
You know, when you start using this tool correctly, it becomes so much more than just a planning document on a shared drive.
Of course, like any powerful tool, there are a few common traps you gotta watch out for. A classic mistake is confusing your activities with your indicators. Just remember, an indicator measures change. It's not the work you're doing. So instead of conduct 50 trainings, the indicator is something like 50 teachers are certified. It's a subtle but really crucial difference. The key is to keep your indicators focused and be crystal clear about who's collecting the data and when.
Ultimately, the Logframe becomes the backbone for your entire project. I mean, it's your roadmap for clear planning, it's your compass for proactive monitoring, it's your yardstick for objective evaluation, and it's your hard evidence for transparent reporting. It does it all.
So I'll just leave you with this thought. What if your next project plan wasn't just a to-do list? What if it was a compelling story of cause and effect? With the Logframe, you can turn your plan into a clear, powerful narrative of how your work creates real, measurable impact. And that, my friends, is a story worth telling.